In this video, I will show you how you can make your own scrunchie. You will need fabric. I recommend that you use something old or thrifted. Then you'll need measuring tape, scissors, and some elastic. First, cut your fabric. You can improvise the size, but I like to use these measurements. Then, fold your fabric in half, and then we're going to sew a straight stitch that will stop 5 centimeters from each end. Pin with needles and start sewing. Remember to fasten the stitch in each end by sewing back and forth a few times. Now turn the tube inside out. Then press the seam flat, and after, press the seam so that it lines up at the top. And now we're going to sew these two ends together, right side against right side. Cut your elastic to 23 centimeters and find a safety pin. And now thread the elastic. Make sure the other end doesn't slip through while you are pulling. Tie the two ends together in a knot. And then the last step is to close the hole by making a top stitch as close to the edge as possible. Ta-da! It's done. But wait, you don't have a sewing machine? No problem. And then we're going to sew a straight stitch that will stop 5 centimeters from each end. All you need is some thread and a needle. It's basically the same procedure. You just have to hand stitch. Start with threading your needle and making a double thread with a knot on the end. Fasten your thread by going through the loop before pulling it all the way through. And then, you're basically just making the same seam as you would have done with the sewing machine, but you're doing it by hand. And this is a perfect couch activity, and it should look something like this when you're done. Turn it inside out, press the seam flat, and then press the seam to the top edge. Hand stitch the ends together, and remember to fasten the thread in both ends. And then continue with the same procedure as last time. Use small stitches to close the hole, and then voila!